With just a glance at an anatomy chart, Da Vinci dares to perform a blood transfusion. He grabs some sheep intestine, fixes pointy tips on both ends, and slices into his and Lorenzo's arm veins. He sticks the intestine into their blood vessels, but without pressure, the blood's not flowing as expected. The assistant raises Da Vinci's wooden bed, and gravity does the trick, slowly pumping his blood into Lorenzo. This crazy stunt would have landed them on the gallows if the church found out. But Florence is in chaos. Even the priests and bishops are on a killing spree. The Roman Church teamed up with the Pazzi family to off Lorenzo during Easter Mass and topple the Medici rule in Florence. Da Vinci showed up just in time, using Molotov cocktails to push back the enemy, and dragged the badly wounded Lorenzo into a side room. Riario blasts the door open with a cannon, only to find the room empty. Da Vinci and Lorenzo had already slipped into a secret tunnel, but Lorenzo is losing blood fast and can barely move. The pursuers are getting closer and closer behind there. Passing a drain, Da Vinci quickly analyzes the surrounding terrain and instantly comes up with a brilliant plan. Soon, Riario spots Lorenzo lying motionless ahead. All excited, Francesco runs up with his gun to claim Lorenzo's head as a trophy. Riario's not sweating it, thinking only one blast can't take them all out, but Da Vinci's always full of surprises. With the tunnels blocked, Riario's forced to give up the chase. By the time Da Vinci drags Lorenzo back to his workshop, he's on death's door from blood loss. Da Vinci makes a wild call, a blood transfusion. The 13th century physician Nephis had already proven that blood flows between the heart and lungs through veins and arteries. Da Vinci figures if he pumps blood into the veins, it'll kickstart circulation. Drawing on his autopsy experience, he picks the wide, slow-flowing median cubital vein for the transfusion. His crazy gamble pays off. Lorenzo wakes up hours later. Lorenzo's desperate for news about the city, only to learn Florence has descended into chaos. The Pazzi family stirring up folks to attack guards and Medici supporters. Looters are running wild, spreading panic. Now only the Medici palace has not fallen, with Lorenzo's wife, Clarice, commanding the retainers and guards to fight to the death. Francesco leads the Pazzi are going all out to storm the palace. Just as their battering ram's about to break through, a hail of rocks and arrows rains down from the walls. The mob scrambles, then gets doused with boiling oil from the drains on the gate. One torch, and the whole entrance would go up in flames. Seeing the palace won't fall easily, Francesco spreads rumors in the square that Lorenzo's dead. Lorenzo's not just Florence's ruler, but its heart and soul. His death would crush the defenders and people's spirits. Hiding on a rooftop, Da Vinci knows he's got to expose Francesco's lie ASAP. Looking at the surrounding buildings and the nearby bell tower, he gets an idea. That night, as the Pazzi rile up the crowd for a final assault on the palace, no one notices two black-robed men sneaking through the crowd into the bell tower, and they are none other than Da Vinci and Lorenzo. Da Vinci set up many curved copper dishes on rooftops around the square, all precisely angled based on his calculations. Sound from the tower will bounce off these, amplifying across the entire square. With the dull chime and the blinding light from the magnesium rod, everyone's attention is drawn to it. The last copper dish rises on the opposite building, like a giant mic pointed at Lorenzo. Francesco senses something is wrong, but it's too late. Lorenzo starts his speech, calling out Francesco's lies and exposing the Pazzi's plot to usurp Florence in collusion with Rome.
Power has always been derived from the people, not from traitorous whispers in quiet, dark holes.
As a top-notch leader, Lorenzo knows how to rally the people and sway public opinion. The tide quickly turns in his favor. People start chanting Medici battle cries, crushing the Pazzi's dreams of power. And then comes the time of reckoning, when frantic populace hunt down rebels and torture them once they are caught. Overnight, the Pazzi family is wiped off the map in Florence. The rebellion's mastermind, Francesco, and a Vatican bishop swing from the gallows, marking a blood feud between the Medici and Rome. Da Vinci bids farewell to Lorenzo, ready to set sail in search of the Book of Leaves. But with Florence gearing up to face Rome's revenge, Lorenzo can't spare any big ships for Da Vinci's voyage. He splits the Medici family's heirloom sword in two, giving the smaller one to Da Vinci. They are blood brothers, but now they share the same blood. Lorenzo wishes Da Vinci luck in finding the Book of Leaves and bringing its knowledge back to Florence. Just as Da Vinci's stressing about not having a ship, Zorro shows up. Da Vinci's shocked. Zorro and Nico were supposed to be long gone on the basilisk. Turns out, after Da Vinci rushed back to save Lorenzo at the church, Zorro boarded the basilisk to sweet-talk the captain into delaying their departure. But Riario, having squeezed Da Vinci's travel plans out of Donati, was already lying in wait. He nabbed Zorro and Nico, snagging Da Vinci's map and astrolabe too. After losing Da Vinci in the tunnel, Riario backed to the basilisk and set sail to find the Book of Leaves. He kept Nico as a hostage, but Zorro and Donati were now useless to him. Just before they're tossed overboard, Donati plants a kiss on Zorro. They surface not long after the ship sails off. Apparently, Donati had slipped her hairpin into Zorro's mouth during that kiss, and Zorro, being a pro thief, had enough of it to pick their locks. Back on shore, they dry off by a fire and plan to warn Da Vinci about Riario hijacking the basilisk. Trying to make amends, Donati introduces Da Vinci to her brilliant sailor friend Vespucci. Even if Da Vinci has no money, Vespucci has the means to get him a ship to chase down the basilisk.
We head to Pisa, we steal one of theirs.
Soon after, 3 papal guards board a Vatican slave ship. The captain instantly recognizes the leader as Count Riario, the Pope's nephew. This is Vespucci's wild plan. Da Vinci's posing as Riario to swipe the ship, but there's a snag. The ship belongs to Prince Alfonso of Naples, Riario's pal.
Who masquerades before Alfonso? Warrior par excellence and heir of the Kingdom of Naples.
Leonardo.
Seeing him being so pretentious, Da Vinci fires back with his own grand introduction. Words turn to swords as they duel, both skilled fighters in a dead heat. Vespucci freaks and jumps ship, but Zorro sticks around for his friend. When Da Vinci starts losing ground and takes a slash to the arm, Zorro bails and dives overboard without hesitation. Spotting a bunch of brawny slaves below deck, Da Vinci cooks up a new plan to take the ship, but with Alfonso going dual-wield, Da Vinci's outmatched. Before retreats, he tosses his sword below deck, a ticking time bomb embedded in the ship. Meanwhile, Riario's clueless about Da Vinci running scams in his name. With the map and astrolabe, he's sure the Book of Leaves is in the bag. In a good mood, the black maid beside him also looked particularly pleasing to the eye. The usually abstinent Riario can't resist a little action. While they're doing laundry fiercely, Da Vinci's brewing up another crazy scheme. He's prowling the port, checking out shellfish at the market when inspiration strikes. Spotting a lamprey latched onto a tuna, Da Vinci instantly knows what he wanted to create. He quickly sketches out his idea and hires craftsmen to build it ASAP.
It's a new invention. A mechanical fish.
You must know you're mad.
I've heard it said.
The arrogant Alfonso would never guess his ship's about to be bitten on the butt by a lamprey like a tuna.